Okay, so let's look at some patterns, which are consecutive numbers. So we got 5 different examples here. Okay, so you'll see something like this. So we'll go like 9, 16, 25. Okay, what's the next number going to be? Okay, so what you need to be able to see here is that there's just squaring consecutive numbers, right? What that means is 3 squared is 9. That's our first one. 4 squared is 16. 5 squared, 25. Alright, so those are our 3, 9, 16, 25. So what's the next one going to be? 6 squared, right? 36. If there was another one, it would be 7 squared, 49. Okay? So almost all of these are going to be some form of like, you're doing the same exact thing. Like a lot of times it's one more number. Okay, so what about this one? 10, 20, 40. Okay, so what are we doing here? Right? Is this number doubling every time? Right? 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. Right? So sometimes people will see this and they'll think the next number is 60 because they see 20, 40. Right? But that's really not correct. It's not increasing by 20 every time. Right? It didn't increase by 20 from 10 to 20. It multiplied by 2. So the next number is 80. Right? Because 40 times 2 is 80. The next one would be 160. 80 times 2 is 160. If we do one more, 320. 160 times 2 is 320. Okay. From there we just multiplied. These are the most common ones you'll see, right? The first one, it was just squaring the next consecutive number. That one was multiply all of them by 2. Okay, what about this? Okay, what about 6, 9, 15, 24. Okay, it's a little harder, right? Again, like a lot of stuff in this exam, if you don't notice it right away, take your time and think about it. Be like, okay, they're not doubling. Doesn't look like they're really multiplying by any number or squaring a number, which is what we've seen so far. Okay, and then usually what's next is like, are they just adding them together? Okay, 6 plus 9 is 15. Okay, and then what about these two? 15 plus 9, 24. Okay, so that's the pattern, right? They're just adding the previous two together. Okay, so what would the next number be? Adding these two together, 24 plus 15 equals 39. Okay, and if we did one more even, right, so I think you do this also. Actually, they might give you 5 numbers, but 4 was enough to recognize the pattern. Then it would be those last two added together, right? 39 plus 24 equals 63. Okay, that's that pattern. Adding the previous two numbers together. Really just getting familiar with these examples covers almost everything you could possibly see. Okay, what about this one? Okay, how do we get this? Okay, so on the previous one, it was adding the previous two numbers together. On this one, it's actually multiplying the previous two numbers together, right? And that 3 times 5 equals 15. Okay, 15 times 5 equals 75. What's the next number going to be? A bigger number, right? You're going to multiply these two together. $75 times 15 equals 1125, right? Okay, so now we've done 4 of them. These are really the most common ones you will see. Squaring consecutive numbers, that was our first example, very likely. The second one was multiplying each by 2, or doubling, right? And so it could easily be multiplying by 2 or 3 or 4. That would be something that you'd be checking for. See, is that possible? The third one was adding the previous 2 numbers together. Fourth one, multiplying previous 2 together. All right, last one. Less likely, but possible. Okay, so what are we doing here? Right, so it's none of the ones we've gone over, right? But in this one, what you want to be able to see is that each time, each number is being multiplied by 1 more, right? Let me explain that. So we start with 1, and they multiplied it by 2 to get 2. Okay, and then we get 6, right? 2 times 3 to 6. So the first time we multiplied by 2, second time we multiplied by 3, and we have 6 times 4 equals 24, right? So it's gone times 2, times 3, times 4. What do you think the next number is going to be? Times 5, right? So we have to start with a 24 times 5. And that equals 120.